Yo, what up, guys? It was a little weird watching my video last week because it's like, hey, there's the couch, and I'm like, there's the couch. I'm sitting there talking to myself. That's weird. So then I thought I would let's see, like I could let you guys see my can you see the meditation thing? There's my desk. There's my desk chair, and there's my desk where I either work there, or then I got these little fold out tables. I rock these sometimes. And I just got this little like wobbly, weak tripod that I'm rocking. Let me hit the thing so it doesn't do the zoom thing. Boom! Where's my notes? All right, weekly update. And then like we get some get the book shots in the back. Makes me look smart. You know what I'm saying? Makes me look like I read. So if I jump right into it, which I did not, with all that intro. Last week I wanted to do the like I said, landing pages for the main idea. Now it seems crazy after my experience this last week, but for capturing the main idea behind Flow to Your Dream and the 108. And it's funny because I think at the start of the week, landing page was like in my mind, like I wanted to have this place to send people. And I did start writing the language for I mean, when you have a landing page, you have to write kind of in a salesy thing. You're asking for something, right? Even if it's small, like an email address or to subscribe or whatever. So I'm writing this page out, and I think just the act of doing that. Let me go back. I underlined this. I also said the main ideas. Instead of working on the page, then I like switched gears and just went into the main ideas of Flow to Your Dream. And that, I almost got enough where I felt like putting it on my personal site, but I didn't. You can see what I do have below. But that's what I got done, was kind of summarizing the main ideas of Flow to Your Dream, or what I'm now calling Flowism. that was something else that happened during the week. Is I kind of coined Flowism. Of course, people have said Flowism in the past. You know, if you Google it, but there isn't like a deep. No one's like taking it anywhere. So Flowism it is. And I say that, so Flowism and flowists. That's me, a flowist. So I would have to like build out, as I'm writing the kind of the key ideas behind Flow to Your Dream, like it's the same stuff for Flowism. So I did that. And on that note, like I joke about starting a religion. Like I joke, but like I'm serious and joking at the same time. But in the process, I looked up postmodern religion, and then I ran into a word that I do not know how to pronounce. I forgot to look up the pronunciation, like secretarianism, I'll write it down there. But basically, the idea of combining elements of other religious traditions and philosophies, and then the whole idea with postmodern religions. And I think you're gonna see a lot about this if you watch I rewatched it. Netflix Explained. They have an episode on cults, and they have a woman. Her book isn't out yet. I wish I could give you the name, but she's basically writing a book, kind of about how you have these other things that are taking the place of man. I'm going like just way before I go too far away. I'll come right back to that. But all I want to get done, future Casey in the future, is I just really that document that I'm working on that is getting the core ideas of Flow to Your Dream. I just want that. If it's not done like that, I'm just gonna keep working on that. I'll also keep doing just general writing, but like I'll keep editing that and refining it.
Who are you talking to?
To myself, making a video. Would you like to come in? Come, join me.
I want to
Come, join me.
Where's
Tell the people. Come.
Where's
come.
Kiwi Berry video?
Oh, so Magda wants to make a kiwi berry video. It looks like there will be one other video released this week with kiwi berries. Anything else, Magda, that you'd like to add here?
I'm very busy.
She's very busy. She's playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey now. I got her into that. That's a good game, man. That game is, man. Anyway, man, now I'm off topic of being off topic. Anyway, Future Casey, get that document, make it better. The link, I think I said that already. If you want to check out the draft version below, you can. Like, beef that up, Future Casey. All right, now what was I rambling about? The woman in the Netflix Explained episode, and she's just talking about, because what you have, I am not pro or anti religion, like theism, atheism. I am on team you do you. And it's the reason I'm on team you do you. It's not that I don't have my own version or visions of what is what, but what I do know is that individuals need to just take what they have, what they were born into, and do their best to figure things out. I'm sure write more on my thoughts on what that might be, but whatever the key component to my thoughts on that, and I feel like I'm just all over the place, but that's okay. My key point on that basically comes from Taoism, and the key message of Taoism is, how everybody's got to kind of you have to find your way, right? You have to find your path or your whatever, like that as the core kind of principle, key idea. Anyhow, going back to this woman and her talk on religion and religious traditions and all that, is because you have so many people walking away from their religious tradition. You have these other things that are taking their place. She mentioned Soul Cycle. I like to talk about CrossFit. I even think if you look at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gyms, if you look at different, there's just all these things now that are kind of taking the place. Yoga is a big one, taking the place of what religion used to do. In my mind, they're just new. They're just new religions. Religion doesn't have anything to do with, for me, and I think I don't know if it's sociologists or whatever. If you read up, there's no consensus on what religion means. But for me, it's just a place of kind of operating principles and community, and it's et cetera, et cetera. So why did I say all that? Because I was talking about flowism, and I basically want to create a framework for people to get together and make life more awesome. I mean, without going into all the finer details. So this week I coined flowist and flowism. Some key ideas where I got this. There's this whole thing just in life, whatever skill you're mastering, whether it's just a specific skill like golf or samurai cutting. I don't know, just what's coming to mind. There's a process where you have trouble. There's something you can't do. You brainstorm. You come up with new things until you figure it out, and then you get over that hurdle until you get to the next thing you have problems with, so on and so forth. And a key idea I came up with over the week is, there's ideally you're just constantly moving up through that process, but a lot of times you're trying new things and things are getting worse. It's terrible. It's like you're just rolling down a hill and it fucking sucks. But even that process of just going down is a part of the process of eventually going back up. So it's like down is up, if you hold out. Let's see. This is probably what took me off the path of working on just the landing page, but this concept of life flow kind of took over my week, and I wrote about that a lot, and I tried to integrate that into the basic thing. And life flow, this video isn't a video about life flow or religion or anything that's jumping all over, whatever. Life flow is basically what you're experiencing right now as you watch this, or as you're doing anything. What you're experiencing is life flow. Life flow is just always happening. So that's, on the one hand, it's experiential. And on the other hand, it's practical. It's also how you deal with what's happening. So you have you're experiencing life flow at the same time as you're interacting with it and, responding to it. For example, Magda coming in through the door was an experience, but then it's also how I react. But it's with anything. So, the key concept with life flow is that in order to enhance your ability to respond to the experiences you're having, you do small things every day of every week, whatever. I guess it's kind of like a yin and a yang thing, maybe. So life flow. Oh, I have Shane's quote here. I didn't write it down. Let's see if I can remember it. His quote was kind of like the key. Another key thing with whole flowism, flow to your dream, is making life effortless. And the whole videos could be done on this. Maybe I'll start doing a video week about one of these topics. Like, I do a short video every day up on the mountain on Instagram. But the core concept is making your life effortless. And effortless does not mean you don't work hard. Effortless means it's easy for you to do hard work. So there's a difference. Or it's easy for you to do hard work, and you use as little energy or force as possible when you're trying to do different things. So it's kind of like developing this effortlessness. His quote was basically, effortless living is making hard work easy and giving meaning to the menial. So I thought that was cool. That was his little thing. So just small things end up being important. Life flow, we'll leave that out. Postmodern religion, I talked on that. And the last thing, I don't have any notes, but the last thing, I guess two things. I'll throw this dude in at the end. But what was cool, I said I was going to try to do a video about the 10 axe herders. And I did, and it fucking sucked. I suppose I could upload it. I could upload it like hidden or something. It probably didn't suck, but it was like 20 minutes, and I wanted to edit it, but I'm not set up for editing. And yeah, it was like I'm not using it. But what was interesting is I shot it Saturday before Sunday, but then on Sunday he did a revised version of what he gave me. He revised the commentary and updated it into, he said this original one he made 7 years ago while he was in Korea at the temple and stuff, and then this revised one is basically, he's made it a little clearer based on his leveled up understanding. And after making my shit version of this what came to mind, what I can do with my current setup, one shot Willie over here, is what I thought would be cool is instead just do a video about one of these, and instead of doing a video like explaining what each one of them is, that'll be a part of it. I would just give you my personal, my life experience in relation to each step here. Not that I'm a enlightened being in the final 3 phases or anything, but I can speak at great length on maybe the first 6, and then provide some insight into the last 4 or 3 or whatever. So there's that, and man, I gotta watch this tomorrow, next week, man. What am I doing to myself? Anyway, if you watch it, I watch it too, man. Whatever I'm doing to you, I'm doing to me. We're in this together. But as a final note, I ended up having a fucking long, wonderful conversation with a friend that my brother connected me with. It was the first time I spoke with him, but he does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's interested in Tai Chi. He's He's also interested in like African spiritual traditions, and and seeing how the African spiritual traditions are connected to some of the Taoist ideas. And we spoke at great length about that. And just as a side note, which is what's cool, this is just me talking, but the Taoism is basically shamanism, that the a northern Chinese version of shamanism, which evolved into both the philosophy and the religious ritualized versions that you see all over the place. And then he was kind of talking about how Taoism came from Africa, or he heard that. And I'm not saying that's true or false, but what I will say, which is just truth, like we don't need to know about lineage and what was where first or whatever, but everywhere you go in the world, there was a shamanic or shamanistic, every culture has its own version of shamanism. And just what's interesting about Taoism is kind of like the shamanistic roots has kind of like found a way to stay relevant philosophically and through religion over time. A lot of topics. If you watched this and there was any one topic you'd like me to explore further, by all means, leave a comment. And then I was just going to bring up this one book, The Healing Wisdom of Africa, by, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Malidoma Patrice Somé. But this was the book he recommended. I'm going to order a physical copy, and he has three books. But if you want to get into some African spiritualism and whatnot, alrighty. I like the way I set my camera up. I cannot see the time, which is probably a good thing, because probably if I saw the time, I'd be like, oh, I'm going too long. I gotta shut it down. Anyhow, all right, guys. Till next week. As always, hit me up if you got something on your mind. And as always, additional links below. All right, peace. Oh, no, peace.